What's up everyone, it's James from Jeeping Adventure and Off-Road Elements, and we have a long video today with a lot going on. We're going to be taking a bumper off, we're going to be putting a vacuum pump relocation kit on, getting my frame trap bumper ready, and taking some side rails off. So, enjoy the video. That's right, little crawl TV. Alright, so now before I actually take the bumper off and the rock rails and kind of get started on that project, I got a nice little spray paint here. It's VHT roll bar that I'm going to put my first coat on right here. I don't know how well this is going to hold up. I've never used it before, so we're kind of testing it. If it doesn't work, I'll take the bumper off later and then sandblast it and probably take it to get powder coated or something like that. But for now, the bumper needs to get on pretty soon. So spray paint it is. I'm sure it will hold up just fine, and whenever I scrape it, I can easily just spray some more. So let's get spraying. Okay, so I came back after about probably 15-20 minutes, and it's still not all the way dry. Most of the areas are dry, but of course we got shade and constant sun, but it's almost there. So I'll give it another 10-15 minutes, make sure it gets dry before we hit it with another coat, and then eventually gonna flip it over and hit the other side. But I am very happy it's finally warm enough to work on the Jeep. This is the first big thing. So for this bumper, I am going to be keeping the shackles and the hook, and the winch is actually going to be going with the bumper to the next owner. So we got to disconnect the winch, which means we're opening up the hood. That's English, it's very difficult. Yeah, we're going to open up the hood, take the winch cables out, and then yeah, start working on getting the bumper off. And then we'll take these rock rails off afterwards. Those won't take long at all. So let's get it. So I went ahead and disconnected it from the battery, as you can tell, here and here. And I'm trying to fish it through. So I have it going right here. Trying to fish it through without having to take off the grill, because that would be awesome. Even though it doesn't take that long to take off the grill, I don't really feel like it. But if I do take off the grill, then I'm replacing this light, because I have another and I just haven't put it in because it's been too cold. So that's gonna get done. I hate moisture in headlights. Ridiculous. It's 2019, guys. Let's fix this issue, please. Okay, the last thing I'm doing is getting this battery terminals kind of hooked up again. Thanks to Jarrett at Crawl TV, that's right. I'm using your little CB trick, along with, I'm sure, half of the Jeep world, because that was a great video. It's kind of why I'm wearing this shirt right now. And because it's finally warm. I am in a short sleeve shirt, guys. You know how freaking happy I am right now? I'm about to just take a nap. That's how happy I am. Naps make me happy. Alright. I'll let y'all go. On to the next thing. Alright, so we got the battery back hooked up now, and we have the winch mostly pulled out. I'm leaving it hooked up until we actually get the entire winch out. But before I take my bumper off and get on this pavement, I gotta take my Crawl TV shirt off. And if you are not subscribed to my channel or their channel, smash that subscribe button, because we're awesome. Let's see something really cool. See, this is kind of what organized tools look like. I did get taken by some rain once though, so now I have a little bit of a rust problem. But it's crazy when you have a toolbox like this, you can like put your stuff back. I definitely recommend you having your tools in some sort of fashion just so you can get to them. I also have another toolbox underneath with kind of the same setup, but they're bigger for obvious reasons. There's a lot of stuff on this Jeep that needs a bigger socket than, what is this, 13/16. So yeah, I definitely need something bigger than that. And then I also have my random toolbox right there with Scotty's hammer in it, because I accidentally stole it. My bad, Scotty. Let's keep working. So next up, we're gonna be taking all 4 bolts off, and that is for your stock bumper or any other bumper that hooks up to your stock system. Now, of course, if you have a frame chop like what I'm gonna be going to, then your bolts are gonna be a lot different. But for this, for my bolts, I need a 19mm and a nice little tire to kind of relax against. Let's go ahead and take this thing off. All right, so we got all 4 nuts on each side off, and now we're gonna go ahead and pull this bumper off, and hopefully the winch will kind of drop down with it, pulling the cables out as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. All right, so yeah, my video kind of got jacked up when I set it down, so that's my fault. I wasn't even paying attention, but I got the bumper off, as you can tell, and the winch is on, nothing is broken. So what I'm going to do is actually head back behind the house again and put another fresh coat of paint, sorry, and then I'm going to be messing with this old little vacuum pump right here. So let's go ahead and get that paint. Well, I don't have my camera girl here with me, so she can't follow me around, but I went ahead and dragged this bumper right back to the sun because it was getting shady over there. But yes, it's back in the sun now, and we put another coat of paint on the other side of it, so we'll let that dry while we mess with the vacuum pump relocation. So let's go ahead and knock that out. So to take this off and the other one for the vacuum pump, you're going to need a 10mm, and go ahead and take that off. I will go ahead and put the camera down and finish this so that way y'all aren't watching this shaky video. But yeah, go ahead and take those 2 off, and then we will continue to the next step. So after taking the 10mm off, it should just pull up, but I was having some issues with this bushing right here. It was stuck, so I took the pump off, and then I sprayed some WD-40 like any good redneck would, and then I just kind of wiggled it with some channel locks, and eventually it kind of freed up a little bit, and then I stuck the pump back on and pulled up, was able to get it set. So now we're going to be putting, sorry, I'm falling over, the bracket back on, which I will set this right, where did I put it? Oh, I put it right here like a dummy. Okay, so the bracket is going to sit like this on the back side, and then we're going to chop this off with a Sawzall. I'm probably going to do that whenever I do the frame chop, which will be this weekend. I'll end up chopping this off. We're going to go ahead and install this though, just so that's all completed. Okay, so right here on the instructions, it has 2 different ways. So obviously mine's a 2013, so I'm going to be using the stud, right? Which also means if you have a 2013, you're going to use some of the factory hardware as far as the nut. But if you have the 2015, you're going to use one of the factory bolts and one of the supply bolts. So that's just one of the things that you really need to pay attention. This is the rock hard. So yeah, just make sure that you pay attention to that. But other than that, I got it set up so far. I just need to tighten them up. I got both of my 10mm bolts and nuts on the end with, I think they got the nylon in them. So I'll tighten those down, and then I'm gonna sit it. Sorry, my camera skills right now are terrible. I wish I had the wife, she's better at this. But yeah, so right here, we're gonna be sliding this on top of that stud and using one of the nuts that came with it. So let me go ahead and tighten this down real quick, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have both of the supplied bolts that Rock Hard gave me and the nuts here, and they're tight. And then it slides onto the rear like I was showing you with the factory hardware for that. Then there's another bolt that you could use right here for the other hole. I'm probably not going to use that. I'm just going to tighten this down, and then I'm driving around a little bit tomorrow, so I'll see what I feel like. If I feel like it's moved, then, because I'll mark it, I will go ahead and drill that hole out. But for now, I'm just going to tighten this down on it, and then it should be good to go. Alright guys, so that's it for today. Make sure, if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and comment below if you have any questions at all. I'm going to throw the link to the vacuum pump from Rock Hard. Got it from Off-Road Elements. Thank you again, Off-Road Elements. If you are looking for any parts, you can call them up, mention Jeeping Adventure, and you can get yourself a cool little discount. Other than that, keep the adventure going.